This is a very special episode. Unfortunately, I did not upload our graphic to have on here for our product reviews. So, this is a new streaming segment that we're doing at Guardians Mental Health, which is doing wellness product reviews. There are so many different products out there these days, and there's more every day. Um, it's one of those things where we get a lot of people asking, uh, is one product better than the other? Which one I should go for? Which is a better, for my budget, or what are the pros and cons to this? So we figured we would fill that void by starting a monthly segment on doing wellness product reviews. So the first one that we're going to do and kick off with is actually Wade blankets. And then I believe at the end of the month, we're doing light therapy. We might save that for next month, but it's Mental Health Awareness Month. We really wanted to kick it off for Mental Health Awareness Month. So, just to dive right in, if you're not sure what a Wade blanket is, I got one right here. This one, I'm not going to lie, I put it back in the package. This is it right here. This is one of the ones that we have. This is called Tranquil, or Tranquility. This one you can get from a local store that's nationwide. We'll go into that a little bit more here shortly. Then begs the question, for tuning in, have you ever tried one of those Wade blankets? They're like a giant bear hug that you can sleep under. Like, they're super cozy for one. They make you feel like you're wrapped up in a cloud sometimes, depending if you get a lighter weight one or the fluffy material one. People say that they can, helps them chill out, helps people get better night's sleep. Sounds pretty cool, right? So let's chat about that and why these blankets might just be the best thing since sliced bread, as far as blankets go. So, Wade blankets, also known under a different name, are known as gravity blankets. They've gained popularity for their potential benefits in reducing stress, anxiety, and improving sleep. However, like any therapeutic tool, they do come with both pros and cons. So, let's explore them a bit. But just first, just a heads up, while I am all about sharing the cozy vibes of Wade blankets, remember that I am not a doctor or a therapist. My name is Joe. I'm the executive director of Guardians Mental Health. I am not a clinician. Dr. Williams is actually going to be coming on and talking about the light therapy products in the next one. So figure I would take this one, take the lead on this one. So the benefits I mentioned are based on what folks generally say and some researches that have been done out there. If you got any specific health concerns or conditions, it's always best to chat with a healthcare professional before jumping into the Wade blanket bandwagon. If you don't feel comfortable and you have specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out. These are very simple things that any healthcare provider can answer those questions very, very quickly for you. Because as we get into the pros and cons, you'll see that maybe Wade blankets aren't for you. They just might not be one of those products that might assist you. So as we dive into it, gravity blankets noted. Yeah, you haven't even considered. Oh, yes, we're going to get into that a little bit. So, some of the pros of Wade blankets: stress and anxiety reduction. Wade blankets apply gentle pressure, which may help soothe the nervous system and reduce stress and anxiety. Some people who have used Wade blankets in this way, report feeling more calmer, more grounded when they're using these blankets, as well as improve sleep. So, research suggests that Wade blankets can help certain people in the population, such as those with anxiety or sensory processing issues, achieve better sleep utilizing a gravity blanket or a Wade blanket. The comforting weight may help promote relaxation as well as deeper sleep. there's a thing called the DPS, which is deep pressure stimulation. Weighted blankets provide deep pressure stimulation similar to a comforting hug or swaddling. This pressure can trigger the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and promote relaxation. So this one I have right here. This isn't these aren't for the faintest of hearts. This one right here that I have is a 15-pound weighted blanket. So they come in a range of different weights and sizes. So you can get them from anywhere from like a throw blanket for your couch or chair, just to hang out in, to all the way up to the size of a king bed comforter. Like they come in a wide range of different sizes. Look at that, it just shook my whole desk. It's like lifting a log, These things are absolutely fantastic. But once you get them out, they are so nice. You might not have to go to a store to purchase one, actually, because you can actually probably weave one yourself too. If you like knitting, or if that's a hobby that you enjoy, you can get the really thick. I know you see them. You can like use your arms to like knit them, knit yourself a nice blanket, and those things in the final product, even a throw blanket size, will probably weigh about 15 pounds. So you can definitely make your own if you'd like to go that route as well. But if you want to go to the store and purchase one, there are many, many, many different brands of them and many different shapes and sizes and materials. We like this one in our house. We have 3 of these. We like this one because of how soft it is. It's kind of like almost like a micro fleece, very soft blanket. So the texture of this one really works for us, and the weight is actually really good for everybody in the house. I weigh 230 pounds. This is a 15-pound weight blanket. Generally speaking, when you're selecting one, we'll get into that towards the end. When you're selecting one, you want to pick one that is about like 10% of your body weight, no more than that. So if you're a little tiny thing, you don't want to get a 30-pound weighted blanket or anything like that, anything crazy like that, because there could definitely be it could interfere with your breathing and stuff like that. So we'll get into all that here in a moment. Oh, you know how hard it was to find this wrapper thing? I kept it just for this because this one was from Christmas. I knew we'd be doing these product reviews in the new year, so I saved it, and I actually found it this morning, tucked away in a bag full of receipts from Christmas. So, some of the pros we talked about them. Now, some of the cons of weighted blankets. Now, I'm not going to beat this. We're not going to beat any of these topics for the wellness product reviews to death. We just want to enlighten you, give you some of the general information for the pros and cons of each, some helpful suggestions for selecting one for yourself, and then maybe suggest a few brands out there as well that are more reputable than others. So the pros that we talked about with this one, sorry, I'm all over the place. I've had caffeine. Some of the pros for this is stress and anxiety relief, improved sleep, deep pressure stimulation for the sensory of it, as well as just general overall just comfort. Now, some of the cons that you would see associated with weighted blankets is actually heat and breathability. Some people find that the weighted blankets are too warm, especially during hot weather. Choosing a breathable fabric or using a blanket selectively can mitigate that issue. So like I said before, this is kind of like a micro fleece. They do have them that are a little bit more, what's the word? It's a different kind of fabric where it's just kind of like pleated. that almost looks like a sleeping bag type material. Those don't breathe very well. So find one that is definitely more breathable, and be cautious because the added weight, and you feel there's little beans in there, and that's where the weight comes from on these ones specifically, will actually help hold the heat from your body. Another one is actually weight and mobility. Weighted blankets can be cumbersome, making it challenging to move freely underneath it. If you feel claustrophobic or restricted, consider a lighter weight or shorter usage periods. Weighted blankets are fine to utilize overnight, but not necessary, because they are, they can be difficult to kind of move around. So if you toss and turn in your sleep, it might not be for you. But if you like to lounge on the couch after work, or to kind of digress from the day for an hour or two to watch a movie or a new series, if you watch the new Fallout, it's an awesome show. There's a shameless plug right there. Definitely consider utilizing it in that fashion right there. Just chilling on the couch, kind of leave it, behind the couch, or, fold it up nearby, and you can grab it and snuggle up underneath it. Another one would be, actually, they are not universally effective. While many people do gain benefits from weighted blankets or gravity blankets, not everyone experiences significant improvements in sleep and anxiety. So individual response vary, and research remains inconclusive. So just like everything else for self-care, something that works for one person might not work for another. So it's one of those things where it's kind of like a trial and error. So don't invest a huge amount of money into them if you're just tipping your toe into the weighted blanket waters. There's also from the other several benefits. It's essential to be aware of potential risks as well, and consider individual circumstances. So, like I said before, the weight for movability and everything, suffocation hazards is a real thing. They can pose a suffocation risk, especially for younger children and infants. The weight may be too much for small children to move, and increases the risk of suffocation. So be very cautious if you have little ones in your house and you have a weighted blanket. You don't want them getting underneath it, because it can be very difficult for them to get out from underneath it. Like I said earlier, mobility, you're sleeping. If you toss and turn and move around a lot, might not be for you to sleep, utilize overnight, just because of that. But, also, circulation and breathing issues. Some individuals, particularly those with certain health conditions affected to their heart and lungs, should exercise caution utilizing gravity blankets. Weighted blankets could potentially affect circulation or breathing, because of that added pressure, that DPS that I said earlier. Choking hazards. The filling inside weighted blankets, I mentioned the beans inside here, or the pellets in there, may pose a choking risk, especially young children. So if there's a rip in it and it gets out, you don't want your dog or your cat or anybody else consuming those. Also, this could, if you are a person that suffers from sleep apnea, this may obstruct it. The condition causes, disrupted, breathing during sleep because of that added weight on your chest. So be cautious if you have sleep apnea. You might want to go with a very low weight, or just, consider a different path. Also, asthma. Weighted blankets may affect the breathing at night. So, like I mentioned before, they're great to utilize chilling out on the couch, watching movies and stuff like that for short periods of time. Might not be the best thing for overnight. That's up to you. That, if your health, your decisions, everything. Gravity blankets noted. Claustrophobia as well. I mentioned this. I touched on this earlier. The tightness of the weighted blanket could trigger discomfort. So keep that in mind, and then proper selection and fit. Choosing an appropriate weight and ensuring a proper fit are crucial when picking one of these. So consult a healthcare provider to determine the right weight for your needs. And we will talk on that briefly here in a moment for how to select, a weighted blanket for yourself. So, like I said before, weighted blankets should not exceed 10% of a person's body weight. So if you're a very light, small, delicate person, don't get a huge weight on them. They range in all different sizes and weights. They go from anywhere from 10 pounds all the way up to 50. And those 50-pound ones, those are for like king size beds. Like you can get them pretty big. In summary, weighted blankets can be a really valuable addition to a self-care routine, but it's essential to consider personal preferences, health conditions, comfort levels when choosing one. Always consult with a healthcare provider if you have any specific concerns or conditions. So picking one out is really an interesting way to go about it. Like I said before, if you know your own body weight, you don't want it to exceed 10% of it. Let me see. I forgot I did not pull. There we go. So this one, like I said before, this one is actually is a brand that is actually, this is Tranquility. This brand you can get at Target. It is in the blanket aisle. Usually you'll find these on the bottom shelf because they're so heavy. You can pick one of these ones up from Target for about $50. Go up to the 20-pound. They have 15 and 20 pounds there. It's that micro fleece on it. They're really comfortable. They breathe really well. You can pick one of these up there from anywhere between $50 and $65. $65 being the 20-pound one. You can also check out Amazon. Go with other ones. There are bamboo weighted blankets out there that are really great for breathability and mobility underneath them. It's also 100% bamboo fabric used. Those ones you usually can only get online. There is a brand out there that is called Gravity. We do usually giveaways each year for a weighted blanket from Gravity brand. They are very reputable. They have great product. Their customer service is fantastic as well there. You can find them online and other select stores. I believe Sears used to carry them, but we don't really have Sears anymore. They have one specifically. It's their Z weighted blanket. It's the same kind of material as this one, that micro fleece. Really super comfortable, really high quality, and the value is fantastic on them too. And if it's not right for you, they'll take it back. So there's no worry if it's going to be something that you're going to get stuck with. If you don't like it doesn't work for you, Gravity is fantastic with their return policy. Also with that brand, their covers are removable off them, as well as the breathability, and they're double-sided. So you can flip them over. But they are a little bit more expensive. Those ones range in the $200 range. Then there's another one that is, it's a Chill brand, Chili Technology. That one is got a removable cover like Gravity as well. So you can take it off, throw it in the washer, which is fantastic because these weighted blankets do not wash very easily. Some of them, this one is kind of like a spot wash. You kind of wash it. When we do wash it, we try and wash it in our sink basin by hand, and then we try and hang it up over the rail outside because you don't want to throw one of these suckers in your dryer because you're not going to have a dryer at the end. So be very cautious when cleaning these as well. You don't want to ruin any of your laundry unless you're using one of the coin ones. No, kidding. But the chili technology one, those are great because it's got temperature control. They're very breathable. They have a temperature control. They got a 90-day return policy, but they are expensive as well, and they're only available in one size. They range between the $300 and $200 range as well. Zoibe is another one. It's a top 5 rated one. They come in a variety of colors and sizes and weights, so you have a great selection to choose from with them. They have washable colors and washable covers, as well as their hypoallergenic products. So if you're somebody that suffers from allergies, they're a fantastic alternative to go look into for Wade blankets. But unfortunately, they do sleep very warm, and they are quite expensive, and they are heavier than you'd expect. They are 100% cotton, so they're very soft, but they do come out very very weighted. And then you can continue looking. There's another one, Barber. These are the ones I want to pull this one up because I don't have one. But they are super cool to look at. Sorry, Bearby. BRB. This is one right here. Let me shrink my camera down. If I remember how to do that. Ooh, nope, that's not it. Where's my camera? Is that it? Technology. See, I got this set up on a different scene. There we go. So right here. So these are really, really nice blankets right here. So you can see that knit that's on them. So they're a lot more aesthetically pleasing. As you can see, you can choose between 4 different weights as well as 6 different colors. They range around the $200 range. But like I was saying at the beginning, if you are into crafts and knitting and stuff, you could definitely make one of these because these are just knit blankets. It's just that weight. These are so heavy. That material, those large, thick yarns you see at like Michael's that are like the size of a watermelon for like $3. You need like 4 or 5 of those, and you can put together. You can knit yourself a 10-pound, weight blanket. I have one that my mother-in-law did for me for Christmas 2 years ago, and it's exactly like this, except it's 3 different colors. Super soft, super comfortable, weighs like 20 pounds. The thing is super heavy, and it's because of that yarn that's used in it. So if you're looking for something that looks nice on like the back of a couch or something like that, this is an alternative that you could go with right there. So as you can see, they're super comfortable. You get lost in them. You really do. So this is the other material that I was talking about. We're just gonna go across the internet. See how this material is kind of like looks like kind of like a sleeping bag kind of type material. These are really good with that pleated because they clean really well, but it looks like a comforter. So it's one of those things where it's all depends on what you like personally. So that's what I would. There's not really all too much you can say about Wade blankets, but personally, I am an individual who is very price conscious. We operate off a budget in our house, so I would definitely keep several things in mind when selecting one. One, you really want to be able to have one that breathes. You don't want to get a Wade blanket that is just traps all the heat and it gets really hot and sticky underneath it. And it's just after 20 minutes of using it is very uncomfortable. So get one that has a breathable material. Look for 100% cotton or bamboo, made out of bamboo fabric. Those are very breathable. Also, the removable covers. If you have a washing machine, it would be great, for that, because you can just take the cover off, throw the cover in the washer, let the inside kind of air out a little bit, and then after it goes through the tumble dry and everything, you can slap it back on. You're good to go. With this one, when we wash these, because I said we have 3 of these ones, you can take this and you can put it through the washer on a real heavy load, heavy duty. Don't put anything else in it. Just run it as, just the blanket. And then when it's done, it's going to weigh about 60 pounds. So be prepared when you get it wet. Pull it out and hang it over the rail outside. You don't want to put it on something sturdy, because you don't want this going through a dryer. So breathability is one thing you want to look at when you're looking at a weighted blanket. Also, how do you clean it? How do you treat it? Is it spot clean? Is there a cover you can take off? Those things. Also, look at what you're looking for out of it. Do you want it for like sensory, to just help relax you, be a self-care tool with relaxing on the couch? Do you want it for improved sleep? What are you looking for? Like I said, for the deep pressure stimulation, you're going to feel that weight on your body. So definitely consider what you want to gain out of this. As well as movability. You don't want to pick one that is so heavy that you can't get out underneath it. So definitely look at it. I would say start with the lowest weight that you can find, and for $50, if you want to try out a weighted blanket, see how it works for you. They are kind of addicting. I'm not going to lie. This is a 15-pound one. This works for everyone in our house. And it's light enough to get out from underneath, but when it's on you, it's that like blanket, that wintertime like snuggle, that sits right on you, and can be super relaxing. So I would say start with a lightweight one, see how you like that one, and if down the road that you'd like to dip your toes in, say, a 20 or 25-pound one, you can make that investment right there too. But there are so many different articles and research out there. I would actually suggest doing some research, looking around. There's lots of YouTube videos and other professionals that are out there. There's podcasts dedicated just to talking about weighted blankets. Take a little bit of time, do some research into them, see what works best for you, or if they won't work for you. Like I mentioned earlier, there are some hazards that come with it. If you have sleep apnea, asthma, if you're claustrophobic, it might not be for you. You don't want to utilize a weighted blanket if you have any breathing or heart conditions, because it's going to obstruct that. Because that weight, if you have it laying on top of you, it's going to be pushing down on your chest, and that's a 15-pound weight, like pushing down on you. Granted, the entire blanket's 15 pounds, so it's not going to be exact 15 pounds on your chest, but I mean, put 3 pounds on your chest, and it's going to hold you back a little bit. So definitely get one. Go low weight first. Breathable material. We like these fleece ones, and that's about all I can say about them. There is research that does provide that it does help alleviate symptoms of depression. The deep pressure stimulation provided by the weighted blankets can help alleviate symptoms of depression by promoting a sense of security and well-being. There are benefits for ASD individuals with ASD may find weighted blankets beneficial, as they can help reduce anxiety and provide a comforting sensation, potentially improving sleep patterns and reducing sensory processing issues. There's even research. I found one research, and if you're interested in any of these, I can share the sources for these research and references for you. It could also help with attention attention deficit disorder, and ADHD. Sorry, give me a second. I need a drink. I got too many screens going on. So weight blankets may help also be helpful for individuals with ADHD. The pressure from the blanket can provide a calming effect, which can be particularly beneficial for children with ADHD who have difficulty settling down for sleep. So if you're somebody who's got a lot of energy before you go to bed, it might be something because of that kind of pressure that it puts down on you. And it really does create a sense of security. I mean, the weight from these blankets can create that sense of security and safety and help relax the nervous system, providing comfort. So it's important to note that while you may find, many find weighted blankets to be helpful aids for various conditions, they are not a cure-all and should not replace any form of therapy or medication prescribed by a healthcare professional. If you're considering a weighted blanket, it's a good idea to consult with a healthcare provider, especially if you have underlying health conditions. Remember that individuals' responses to weighted blankets vary. It's not for everybody, and it's essential to consider personal health conditions, and preferences when thinking about diving into a weighted blanket. Always use weighted blankets safely and follow the guidelines provided by the manufacturer. It's on the label. If I undo this guy, I can pull out the label, but is there one on this? On the outside? There isn't. But if I unfold this, the tag, I call it the mattress tag, the tag on it that tells you, how to wash it and treat it, will actually tell you, give you more information about the blanket itself, the material it's used from, as well as guidelines of how to utilize it. Because the cons are, this can be very constricting, and it could, definitely impair one's ability to breathe and move around. So while you're considering a weighted blanket, there is also other things you should look to pair with it. Pairing other relaxation techniques is really, really key for utilizing a weighted blanket. Pairing relaxation techniques with the use of a weighted blanket can enhance the calming experience. So some methods that you could utilize while, taking advantage of the benefits of a weighted blanket is deep breathing. You can put it on your lap, sit upright, put the blanket across your lap. That way you're not getting that pressure on your chest. And you can practice some deep breathing exercises while under the blanket. The combination of the blanket's pressure and the rhythm of your breathing could help reduce stress and promote relaxation. Meditation is another great way to utilize along with a weighted blanket is engage in meditation or mindful practices. The weighted blanket can help you feel more grounded and present, making it easier to focus on the meditation process. Progressive muscle relaxation. So this technique involves tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups in sequence. So like flexing, your thighs or your butt, your arms, your shoulders, your abdomen, your leg, tensing up your muscles and then holding it for 3 seconds and then releasing it. Doing this under the blanket can intensify the sense of release because that it's like an assisted release because the weight is pushing down. Reading. Simply just reading a book while wrapped up underneath a weighted blanket can be a form of relaxation, as combined with the comfort of the blanket with the escapism of a good story or a good show. Fallout. Just saying. It was a really good show. So, utilizing these, maybe not overnight, but utilizing them for, just some downtime, relaxing, reading a book, a good story, or watching a movie or a show could be really, really relaxing as well to go with it. And then also there's aromatherapy. The incorporation of essential oils or scented candles with that calming scent, like lavender or chamomile. The Wade blanket and the pleasant aromas of the candles can work together to create like a tranquil environment. So remember to create a calming environment in your space to maximize these techniques effectively. Dimming the lights, ensuring the comfortable temperature in the room, and minimizing noise can all contribute to a more relaxing atmosphere. So it would be more enjoyable under the blanket. Is there any questions, anything like that? Feel free to shoot. If not, I was going to say we were going to give actually one of these away. We were going to send somebody a Wade blanket, but this is 15 pounds. I don't think I have a box in the office that will hold this thing. So keep an eye out on our socials. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. We might give away a Wade blanket this month. If we do, that might be your chance to get one for free and try it out. But like I suggested earlier, when you're selecting one, if you're curious about looking into one, start low. Start with a low weight, 10, 15 pounds. 15 pounds works great for us. Don't exceed 10% of your body weight. So take your body weight. What's 10% of it? You don't exceed that 10%. Which, it's not that hard. But I would definitely suggest start with a lighter blanket first. Don't just dive into a 20-pounder. This 15 pounds is like middle road. It's great to test the waters with. I do like the 15 pounds personally. I would suggest even a 10-pound one would be fantastic too. Get one with breathable material. Get one that is 100% cotton or bamboo. You just want it to be able to breathe. Those pleated ones that look like sleeping bags may look great. They don't breathe very well. I'm not knocking them completely. I'm just saying they're not for everyone. They're not for me. Go with what you like. Those other ones that look like they're knit from Barely, those are fantastic because the breathability is all over the place because it's knitted. So it's not sealed like this. It's knitted and it's a very organic weight on you. There's no added stuffings or anything like that. There's no glass beads or anything on the inside of it to have that weight. They're just naturally heavy blankets. And everybody might have one too. You might just be looking around your closet from your great grandmother or uncle left you a quilt that has been in 3 generations of your family that you never use because it's ugly, but you pick that thing up and it weighs 15 pounds. That could be a Wade blanket for you to utilize as well. So those are the things. Also maneuverability underneath it. Just do your research. Look up online. There are a million different things out there. If you want, we can publish everything for our research, for the pros and cons to what to look for in a Wade blanket, as well as all the references for you to dive into as well. So not to beat a dead horse or anything. So we're going to cut this one a little bit short. This is, these are just going to be little product reviews and kind of, touch base on these a little bit more. Our next one is going to be on light therapy. Now that one I'm going to be really excited for. There's a lot more to talk about for light therapy than there is Wade blankets. There's not really much there for Wade blankets. They are what they are. It's a heavy blanket. So we touched on the pros and cons of them, some things to look for, and what they can help with. Light therapy goes way deeper. They can be utilized to help alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety. Also, those who don't get enough vitamin D, it's fantastic for that too, and it can help uplift your well-being, and they're fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to diving into that one with Dr. Williams. So we're going to go into that here later this month. I believe that is going to be the 21st. I believe we're going to get into that one. It's either the 21st or the 17th. You can see in our schedule on the Twitch page. We have that listed on there as well. So, and that's it. Might be on a little bit later for some character painting. Yo! Lurk, lurk. So, before I go, that's enough of the 15-pound weight. Oh my god. So, we have some fantastic content for this month coming up. One of those that we're really leaning into is the benefits of miniature painting. It's a great way to ground yourself. Now, I reached out to a buddy, David. He has an Etsy store. He does 3D printing. We, are from the Destiny community, and I have a thing for Saint 14. You can see I have Saint 14 all over. I turn my head here. There's more right here. I got Saint 14 all over my office. I asked him if he could do a Saint 14 miniature for me. Yeah, no problem, Joe. I got you. Okay, he did one. Now, just for scale, this is a 25 millimeter miniature, right? This guy right here. This is a typical miniature. I'll be painting this guy later. I believe I'm going to be painting this guy with Lazy Panda 7. We're going to do a joint miniature painting stream. All get together, listen to some chill music, and just vibe and paint some miniatures. And talk about the benefits of grounding and how it could be utilized therapeutically. But David sent me a 3D model of Saint 14 this big. This is as big as my head. So we'll be painting this guy on stream right here. Came out fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be excellent. I got a little workshop over here, and I'm really looking forward to that. So we have so much amazing content for you this weekend. What's up, bird? So stick with us all week long, all month long. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. All these streams and everything are aimed to help destigmatize and normalize talking about mental health and wellness products, like we were talking about the weight blankets, and helping bring awareness to mental health. It affects everyone, and no two people the same. It is a busy month, very busy month. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can tune back into the channel here. We'll be doing a ride-along with the developers at Bramble Bush Studio with their game Duru, which is little mole rats, and there's mental health themes incorporated into the game that the characters actually explore more, and that is on depression. So really excited to talk with them again over there. They're a wonderful team over in Germany. Their game is available on Steam right now, and you could actually play a free demo of it. But if you want, tune in tomorrow. Dr. Williams is going to be playing that with them. They're going to be taking them through, and they're going to be having discussions on that. So that'll be a daytime stream. And like I said, weight blankets. It's like carrying a log. This thing is a 15-pounder right here. It's the micro fleece, fabric, 100% cotton. It's got beans on the inside of it. Start with a low weight blanket first, 10 to 15 pounds if you've never done before. Make sure they're breathable fabric. You don't want to get too hot and sticky underneath, and you don't want it to be too heavy because you want to be able to move out from underneath it if you need to, or if you eventually want to. If you have a heart condition or breathing condition, definitely consult with a mental health or a healthcare provider first to make sure that this is something that is acceptable for you and is not going to hinder your condition at all. And then do your research. Look online. There's a million things out there that'll talk more in depth about every brand of weight blanket and then some. So that's all we have. Like I said, this one we got from Target. This one's from Target. Ranges between $50 and $65. This is a 15-pound. You can get them up to 20 pounds there at Target. They have them at Walmart, and every major department store has a brand there. Or you can go on the internet, on Amazon. Those bear ones are fantastic. I love those. And also, if you're a creative person, you can knit your own. the thick yarn. Get up 5 bundles of those. You can hand knit your own, and it would be way more meaningful because it'll help you ground yourself into learning how to knit, or knit your own blanket, and then it's something that you made. And when you get done, that thing's gonna weigh 15 pounds. They're big. You're available on Steam. I am available on Steam. Just look up Average Joe and you'll find me there. I knit you not. I knit you. So, I was just talking about you, Lazy Panda, how we're going to be painting miniatures here soon. And I actually just got some more stuff, too. Actually, I'm going to be doing... we should play games soon. Anytime. Stream's ending here in a minute. We're just having some downtime right now. There's only so much you can say about Wade blankets. Next week, we'll be talking about light therapy. That one, we'll be able to go a little bit more in depth in the science and everything on that. Wade blankets, they're just heavy blankets. But yeah, we should play anytime soon. We could turn this into a community game night. We could, start painting some miniatures. Oh, you got D&D. It's okay. I was just showing. I got this little guy to paint right here. I got to paint this little guy from D&D. I have a whole slew of mimics I'm painting. But also, I got this guy right here. This massive Saint 14. So we're going to do this one next week, actually. So, he came out super cool. Tons of detail in him. Even in his shield. Like, even the shield is super detailed. And then he's got symbols on the base. David did a fantastic job doing this guy. And that's it right there. Yep. And then I'll be building a book nook. And if you don't know what a book nook is, I always wanted one. This is the book nook. Right there. And you put it together, and it's like a little scene, like a diorama. And it goes on your shelf. This one lights up and everything. Should take about 4 to 6 hours to build, and I kind of want to do it with everybody. I've never built one, but essentially, like I said last night, if I could build a shed, I could probably put this together. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into this here soon. And that's it. So if you would like, I can jump into that tonight. Or we play some Fortnite. Oh! And I got a package over here that I got to ship over to Cold Death. He reached out to us. He wanted mental health kits for his entire work group at work. So we're sending him a care package of 34 mental health kits for him to share with his coworkers as well as his management team, and that way they can benefit from, utilizing our mental health kits and resources during Mental Health Awareness Month. All right. So, in the meantime, we are going to share the love. We're going to pass off to Progzon. Boop. Raid. Prog. Goddess. All right. All right. Everybody, have a wonderful night. Thank you for listening to my rambling on Wade blankets. Tune in tomorrow around 1 Eastern for our ride along with the developers over at the game Duru. And we'll see you next time. Bye.